The late afternoon sun cast a warm golden hue across the rolling greens of the golf course. Hazel adjusted her visor and took a deep breath, feeling the quiet thrill of anticipation ripple through her. She had been waiting for this afternoon for weeks, the chance to spend uninterrupted time with Luna, to be close in ways that went far beyond friendship. Luna was already waiting near the first hole, her hair catching the sunlight in soft waves, her eyes bright and mischievous. As Hazel approached, she felt the familiar flutter in her chest, that magnetic pull that always drew her closer to Luna. Luna noticed her and gave a small, teasing smile. "Race you to the first hole?" Luna's voice was playful, but Hazel could hear the subtle undercurrent of longing beneath it. Hazel grinned, feeling her heart skip. "You're on," she replied, and the two of them sprinted across the lush grass, side by side. Shoulders brushed, hands occasionally grazing, and each touch sent sparks up Hazel's arm. Their laughter echoed across the empty course, blending with the whisper of wind through the trees. When they finally reached the first hole, breathless and laughing, they paused to catch their breath, and Hazel felt a shiver of anticipation. Luna leaned closer, just enough for their arms to touch, and Hazel's hand twitched toward hers before she could stop herself. Fingers intertwined naturally, a silent acknowledgement of the bond they both felt but had never openly admitted. They began to walk together down the course, the playful energy giving way to quieter, more tender moments. Each step seemed to bring them closer, not just physically, but emotionally. Hazel could feel the warmth of Luna's hand in hers, the reassuring pulse of her heartbeat. She dared a glance up and saw Luna watching her with eyes full of unspoken desire and affection. "Hazel," Luna's voice was soft, almost a whisper, and Hazel felt her chest tighten. "I've been looking forward to this all week." Hazel smiled, her own voice trembling slightly. "Me too. I've wanted this." They paused near a small hill, the sun setting behind them, bathing everything in gold. Hazel brushed a strand of hair from Luna's face, and Luna leaned into the touch. Their lips met in a gentle, exploratory kiss, soft at first, but deepening as months of unspoken longing poured into it. Hazel felt herself melt against Luna, the world around them disappearing until all that existed was the warmth and closeness they shared. As they pulled back slightly, foreheads resting against each other, fingers still intertwined, Luna whispered, "I don't want this to end." Hazel smiled against her lips. "It won't, not ever." They spent the next hour moving from spot to spot along the course, sitting under the shade of a tree, leaning close near the flag, exchanging stolen kisses and tender touches. Every brush of skin, every shared laugh, every gaze carried a weight of intimacy that left Hazel breathless and exhilarated at the same time. By the time they reached a secluded bench near the last hole, the sunlight had turned amber, painting everything in romantic hues. They sat together, bodies pressed close, heads leaning against one another, sharing whispered confessions and gentle laughter. Hazel felt completely alive in that moment, every touch, every look, every soft word from Luna reinforcing the depth of their connection. Luna leaned in to brush a kiss across Hazel's temple, her hand softly cupping Hazel's cheek. "This us that feels right," she murmured. Hazel closed her eyes, savoring the warmth and affection, and whispered back, "It's perfect." As the first part of their afternoon drew to a close, Hazel and Luna sat entwined on the bench, hands clasped tightly, feeling the electric charge of a romance that had been simmering beneath the surface for far too long. They didn't need words to understand each other. Every touch, every glance, every sigh spoke volumes. In the quiet openness of the golf course, Hazel and Luna had found a world where their hearts could speak freely, their bodies could express desire, and their souls could connect without fear. Every moment of this stolen afternoon was a promise that their love, secret yet powerful, would continue to grow with every shared heartbeat and every lingering touch. The sun had dipped lower, painting the greens of the golf course in rich gold and amber, as Hazel and Luna lingered on the secluded bench near the last hole. The playful energy of earlier had given way to a deeper, more profound closeness. Their hands remained intertwined, fingers weaving together naturally, hearts beating in perfect sync. Every brush of skin, every glance, carried the weight of emotions they had been holding back for weeks. Hazel turned slightly to face Luna, cupping her cheek gently. "I don't want this day to end," she whispered, her voice thick with emotion. Luna's eyes glimmered in the soft light, her lips parting in a small, longing smile. "Neither do I," she murmured, leaning in, their lips meeting in a kiss that was tender at first, then slowly deepened. Hazel felt herself melting into the embrace, the warmth of Luna's body against hers a sensation she could never grow tired of. They shifted slightly on the bench, bodies pressing closer, hands roaming gently along each other's arms and back. The intimacy between them was electric, a perfect mix of longing and tenderness. Hazel brushed her fingers through Luna's hair, feeling the silky strands slip through her hands as Luna responded with soft, lingering touches along Hazel's jaw and shoulders. Every movement, every sigh, every kiss was a language of its own, communicating love, desire, and devotion without the need for words. After a while, they stood and wandered toward a quieter corner of the course, near a cluster of trees that provided a sense of privacy. The gentle breeze rustled the leaves, carrying with it a serene and magical feeling that seemed to cocoon them in their own world. Luna rested her head against Hazel's shoulder, and Hazel wrapped an arm around her, holding her close. "I've never felt anything like this," Luna whispered, her voice trembling slightly. Hazel smiled, pressing a soft kiss to the top of her head. "Me neither, it's like everything else disappears when I'm with you." The intimacy grew as they moved through the course, pausing beneath trees, near the water hazards, and even leaning close against the flags at various holes. Each spot became a stage for stolen kisses, gentle touches, and whispered confessions. Hazel could feel her pulse racing with every brush of Luna's skin, every lingering gaze that promised more than just friendship. As twilight approached, the course took on a magical glow. The sky was a canvas of pink, orange, and soft purple hues, reflecting the warmth and passion that had grown between them throughout the afternoon. They found themselves back near the bench, sitting together once more. Hazel rested her head on Luna's shoulder, feeling completely safe and completely alive. Luna pressed her lips to Hazel's temple, holding her close, as if trying to freeze this perfect moment in time. "I never want to let go," Luna whispered, her hand tracing delicate patterns along Hazel's arm. Hazel lifted her head, her eyes shining with emotion, and whispered back, "Then don't, not ever." They smiled at each other, their bond solidified by the intimacy and trust that had blossomed over the past hours. As the first stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, Hazel and Luna remained close, bodies entwined, hearts beating as one. Their laughter, soft whispers, and tender kisses had transformed the golf course into a sanctuary, a place where love could flourish freely and where their secret romance felt unbreakable. Finally, as they rose to leave, hands clasped tightly, their eyes met one last time, sharing a silent promise that this day, this afternoon, and this love were just the beginning. Every stolen moment, every gentle touch, every shared laugh had woven a tapestry of passion, trust, and intimacy that would guide Hazel and Luna through countless afternoons like this one, their love deepening with every passing heartbeat. In the quiet of the twilight golf course, Hazel and Luna walked side by side, a perfect reflection of a love that was secret, yet undeniable, tender, yet passionate, an unforgettable romance that would remain etched in their hearts forever.